Hey everybody, it's been a while, I know. I think it's been over a week actually since I posted last. What have I been up to? Well, I've been working on the new Dead Set record. I've been mixing a couple projects, and last weekend, I actually meant to post something before we left, but we ended up heading to Cadott, Wisconsin for Rockfest. They had, Dead Set was playing on the Saturday, but Incubus was headlining on the Thursday, Godsmack was headlining on the Saturday, and Disturbed was headlining on the... Godsmack was headlining on the Friday, and then Disturbed was headlining on the Saturday, so pretty stacked lineup, pretty full schedule there. One thing that was disappointing is our phones, like none of us in Dead Set, our phones weren't really working there as far as data and reception, so we couldn't really do a lot of the things we planned on doing, like posting to the socials, obviously, updating. I love using Twitter, places like that, because you can just kind of fire off the thoughts. And also, we were hoping we could do a live stream of some sort, but yeah, when you don't have data, it's a bit tricky, and the only data we really had there was in the production office, and that was busy all day. So, actually, that all ties in nicely to we talked about last time. The whole concept of like, what am I doing today? You know, you wake up in the morning, you've got your plans for the day, the things you want to kind of check off the list. Rockfest, which is part of, well, I'd say part of the U.S. festival circuit, summer festival circuit, that was a goal we set back in August of 2016. We decided when we launched the band, a big part of 2017 was getting on the radar of these festivals, because they're a big deal down there. Like you're gonna cross paths a lot of like hardcore music fans that want to go out and camp and stay for a few days, or go to these like pretty hardcore festivals for the entire day. It was about 1,000 degrees out there, but the music fans, they were out, they were dealing with it. They were handling the weather because they wanted to see the bands, see the music. There's about 4 stages there as well. So you want to be in the path of those music fans. And in the States, if you're a rock band, the idea of getting onto that U.S. festival circuit or playing some of those festivals that's a goal you want to set. So again, we're almost August 2018 now, but that was a goal that we set back in August 2016. One of the things I hear often from bands, I ask them what they're up to. That's always my first question. It's kind of the mini history, like what are you doing? What are your plans right now? And they're only planning maybe a couple months out, and that's being generous. Most of them are looking at the recording that they're working on with no plan past a CD release party. They've got a show coming up, no plans for shows past that. They've got a tour coming up, and no plans past that. Now, you think that might not be a big deal, but you have to kind of differentiate between what a goal is and what a task is. Because we have goals that take a while, they take money, resources, time, care, blood, sweat, and tears will go into finishing these long-term projects, which will leave you with more knowledge, or will leave you with like a big accomplishment, new skills. The idea that you've set these goals, and it's kind of a moving goalpost too, because even if you achieve it, there's still things past that. A lot of bands think their goals are like they're not goals. In reality, they're what they think are goals are actually just tasks. They're things to just check off. They're chores. They're things on a to-do list. Any given day, my to-do list probably has 6 to 10 things on it, and I try to knock at least 4 to 6 things off of it and leave some stuff for the next day. The idea that playing a show or updating your socials or getting some new pictures done, like these things should be part of a bigger picture. But when I talk to the bands about it, and they seem to think that these are big goals they're kind of dealing with, and no, like these are daily things, these are weekly things, and even in a way these are monthly things that you should be doing. So the idea when you're setting your goals, if it's not something that you're actually going to see the reward from, I would say, 6 to 18 months down the road, they're just tasks. They're things on a to-do list. Why is this a big deal? It helps you kind of plot your course about what you want to do in the big picture. Because again, there's a lot of bands where they're just focusing on the next show, which is probably the equivalent of just focusing on putting one foot in front of the other. And if you try to, I guess you can run a race that way, but at the end, at the bigger picture of said race is you're actually looking at the finish line and being able to make the no pun intended, necessary steps in order to get there. So if you're just, it's July, well, it's technically July 18th right now, it's about 2 o'clock in the morning. If you're focused on a show at the end of July and you have nothing planned past that, you don't really have any goals. You're just working towards checking something off the list. A goal for shows could be, we want to play, 20 shows. If you're in Toronto, you want to play 20 shows in Ontario and Quebec before the end of the year. Or we want to play, 20 shows between here and, the U.S. Midwest or something. So start thinking, what do you want to do in the big picture, and then start working backwards, and then that's how you'll divvy that up into some easier segments. Another thing actually with tasks and versus goals, when you're breaking down your goals and things you need to do to achieve them, you'll start building habits. And when you start building habits, it's a lot easier to knock things off the to-do list because they're things that you'll just do every day because you know that it's an important part of what you're trying to accomplish. An easy analogy is when people are trying to save money. People come up with lots of creative ways to do it, and actually it's pretty fitting with musicians trying to save money. But one of the things that I do is I just always round up for everything, and I just take that extra bit of change and either throw it somewhere or I kind of figure it out online and I throw that into another account. There's actually an app called Acorns that does this, which, again, I've been doing this for years. But it builds a habit, so for me with saving money, it just became very easy. So the idea with your goals and thinking big picture, when you, trying to pick my words here, when you divvy up the steps you need to get to where you want to go, it's easier to figure out how to get there, which sounds obvious, but it's the idea if you don't really have goals, you're probably not going anywhere. You're probably just spinning your wheels a little bit as far as your big picture plan for what you want to do with your band. Getting back to setting the goal for the U.S. festival circuits in the summer back in 2016, we started divvying that up and said, we need to go to the States. We need to play a whole bunch of shows. We need to make friends with some promoters. We need to make friends with some booking agents and some agencies. And we had a list of all the agencies that we were interested in, all the people at these agencies that we were interested in. We were emailing them when we'd hit certain milestones or we had stuff to talk about or updates we could give them. It wasn't just sitting around waiting and hoping we could get on these festival circuits. We were very mindful of the bands that were playing them and making sure we could try to get in front of these people that might be doing these things. Rockfest was, I think, booked for us back in October 2017. So you think about how far in advance a show like that is booked out. To think that you might just end up on it is definitely wishful thinking. But again, we had already set the goal, so we every day/week we were working towards these things. I think the long and short of it, again, tasks are easy things that you're just checking off a list. It actually doesn't give you that much satisfaction. There's things you need to do. It's housekeeping, it's doing the dishes, it's doing the laundry, it's replying to emails, it's updating your socials. It's practicing that day. It's just things you need to do. But again, as far as your goals, they're bigger picture things. They can't be accomplished in a day. And if you do accomplish your goal in a day, you won the lottery or something, and that's probably actually not going to be good for you because it's not going to help develop habits, which actually is a bigger key to success, in my opinion, than most things. So yeah, again, you really want to develop these habits to help push you towards where your goals are. And those habits will help keep you pushing forward. It's a long-term thing. You want to be thinking at least 6 to 18 months to 2 years out from where you are right now. And I think there's a lot of musicians where like that takes the fun out of it. Because even if you think about where you were 6 months ago, and you might be in the same spot right now, and I know I'm ranting a little bit, but the idea where some of the things that I'm saying right now might make a bit more sense when you're wondering why you're not getting any help or why you're not seeing any progress. Well, you may not have planned for anything. There are people that give the advice to just play as many shows as you can, write and release as many songs as you can. You need to have a game plan for it, though. I don't think just the whole spray and pray approach to art is a good plan. But again, these your results may vary, but I know it's worked on my end and several other people's ends. And again, it's not about just doing random things. It's about setting goals, working backwards, and then chipping away at that stuff every single day. Yeah, thanks again for watching. Thanks for all the support online. Again, I know it's been away for a while, but I'm hoping still to do, well, planning to do 2 or 3 videos a week. And again, when I'm getting swamped with work, and yeah, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and luckily I'm still kind of wired from hockey right now, so figured I should just turn this on and spread the word, set the goals, and keep your careers moving forward. If you're watching this on Facebook, please remember to like the page and definitely share this with any of your friends that are in bands or artists. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe, because I need 100 subscribers so I can change the channel name. All right, thanks everybody. Good night, or I guess good morning, because you'll be up probably in a few hours. See ya.